What's going on, everybody? Mike here with iSMELL, and yes, we are back at it with another video. Safe to say I am extremely stoked about today's video. If there are two things that I built this channel upon, it was smelling great without having to break the bank, as well as building networks and creating collaborations. So we're gonna be taking it back today with this one. So for those of y'all that are new here, this is how it's gonna work. Here in a second, I'm gonna hand it on over to D4G, AKA Destined for Greatness. He's gonna hit you with 5 of his favorite spring fragrances, every one of them costing $40 or less. He'll kick it off back to me, and then I'm gonna be doing the same. In totality, this will be a top 10 list of budget bangers for spring that should be on your radar. Every single one of them smell great and they will not break the bank. But in the spirit of not rambling, I will go ahead and hand it on over to D4G now. I really do hope to see y'all back over here in a few.
What up, everybody? This is D4G Fragrances. Shout out to my guy Mike over at iSMELL. I appreciate you for offering me to do this collab with you. Right now, I'm gonna present to y'all 5 spring and summer bangers, affordable bangers at that. I got a few designers in here, a lot of Middle Easterns. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Again, one more time, shout out to my guy Mike for this, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Let's go ahead and get into this first fragrance. And we're gonna start off with a Hermes. Gotta go with the EDT. H24 EDT. This right here is one of the best designer fragrances that's still relatively affordable. Now, smell wise, definitely know that this is going to be an aromatic green style fragrance. It has a lot of floral liqueurs in here, and this has this like beautiful bright opening, almost smells citruses in a way, but it's very cooling and refreshing. The Clary Sage is going to be the main part in this, but you do have a slight few undertones from some other accords, mainly some green accords, and then this also has like a little bit of amber woody dry down. Extremely beautiful fragrance, and that cooling effect lingers throughout majority of the fragrance from the opening all the way to the dry down. So yeah, this is one that absolute banger for me. I got mine for $25 off of Facebook, brand new. Absolute banger in my opinion. So first fragrance on the list is gonna be H24 from the house of Hermes. Now we're gonna switch over to one of my more affordable clones, and this fragrance I really don't see too many people talking about it. And I'm talking about Shoggoth Man from Swiss Arabian. Now this fragrance in particular, I really can't think of anything that this could be cloned, and I really do think that this is a fragrance on its own. And it's an absolute beautiful fragrance at that. A lot of floral accords in this one, especially halfway through the opening. Once you start to hit that transition, a lot of floral accords, but in the opening you have a lot of citruses. You got some brightness, you got some bergamot. I think you even have a little bit of mandarin orange in there, so you have a nice bit of fresh cues in the opening with this one, followed by a great touch of aromatics, whether we're talking about the lavender, the clary sage. But once you move away from those citrus cues, it definitely makes its way to more of like an aromatic aquatic fragrance. Extremely nice, very pleasant, and this one is airy and dense at the same time, meaning it has a huge body on it throughout the whole fragrance. You don't want to do too many sprays because this can actually be a room filler. Great fragrance. I get 8+ hours with this. Great for the summertime. Definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Shoggoth for Men by Swiss Arabian. Now the next fragrance on my list is definitely going to be the most affordable Herba Pura clone that you can get in the market, and it's only 16 bucks. I'm talking about I Am White from the house of Lattafa, or if you want to say Anna Abadai, you can do that too, but it's basically I Am White. Now this is an extremely beautiful Herba Pura take. The one thing I like about this one is it still has that emphasis on pear, but this one has a beautiful pear vanilla combo that you really do get in the opening. It has some citrus cues, but you don't get too much of it. The most important fruit that you do get in this is going to be that pear. Extremely nice, very mouth-watering at that. And this is one of the fragrances on this list that is going to be perfectly unisex. To me, I like this one a little bit more because it takes away that cloying effect that you actually do get in Herba Pura, and it dials that down drastically, but you still get that same DNA. Pear, musk, extremely beautiful, classy, and again, affordable. For only 16 bucks, you really can't beat this one right here. Third fragrance, Anna Abadai from the house of Lattafa. Now, if I was to say only get one fragrance on this list, it would literally be this one. Even though it just came out, this fragrance right here might do this DNA the best. So if you've been trying to get something Aventus, Hashivat like, you ain't gotta look no further. Hawass Black will get you right every single time. Man, this is a beautiful fragrance. This one has a lot of that Aventus Hashivat DNA. You still have that beautiful pineapple up top. You still even have more citrus cues from the opening as well. Nowhere near as harsh as something like Club de Nuit Intense, man. This one is extremely smooth and refined. Now, one of the things that I like about this one is it still has that patchouli, but this one seems to focus a little bit more on like that jasmine effect once it starts to hit the mid and starts to transition. That just makes this shine. Now, I will say that this one's not going to be as smoky as other variations or clones that we've gotten. So the smoke aspect is dialed down a lot, but you still have the pineapple, you have the floral touch in the mid, and then you even have that mossy, vetiver, earthy type of dry down while still maintaining that pineapple. Absolutely amazing fragrance. Probably my best Aventus Hashivat DNA fragrance in my collection to date. Fourth fragrance on the list, Hawaii's Black from the House of Versace. Real talk, all you need are the Hawaii fragrances. Like if you're not trying to have a massive collection, get all 5 of the Hawaii's and start there. You're gonna get everything that you need in the fragrance. You're gonna get projection, you're gonna get sillage, you're gonna get compliment factor. They just work, fam. Keep it simple. And then the last fragrance on the list is gonna be another one from the House of Lattafa, and this is a pineapple beast, Shaheen Gold. This one right here is some ridiculous juice on this fragrance. A lot of pineapple in this, but it also has a good touch of fig in this. So it is going to be coming off mouthwatery, but it also has a very nice green complexion to it that really shines from the opening all the way to the dry down of this one. Now, even though this one does have a little bit of sharpness in it, I don't know if that's coming from the grapefruit, the lavender, but it does have like a slight sharpness about it. But once you get past that pineapple, the fig, that beautiful vanilla that comes out once you hit the dry down, this one is an absolute beast. Probably has the best presentation out of all the fragrances on this list. And for $30, this is one that I can see men and women enjoying comfortably. Don't really matter the age range. Could be a little bit more youthful for my guys that are like up in their 50s, around that range. But anything outside of that, this could be a signature scent, especially for the spring and summertime. If you're a big fan of pineapple, you definitely need to check this one out. Shaheen Gold from the House of Lattafa. But those are going to be my 5 fragrances right there, man. First, I definitely want to give a shout out to my guy Mike again. Thank you for this invitation, bro. I definitely appreciate it. And then shout out to everybody that take the time to watch the video, man. We definitely appreciate the engagement. Big salute to y'all. Definitely going to catch y'all on the next.
Hey, thank you D4G for hitting us with some of your favorite budget bangers for spring. I absolutely agree. Every single one of those sound like they will have you smelling great without having to break the bank. But I want to be respectful of y'all's time, so I'm going to jump into the meat and potatoes of my portion of this list. What I'll say about this first one is if you're looking for something that is cost effective, that smells good, that can be worn in a whole host of scenarios, this first one fits the bill. I'm going to be diving into the House of Polo with this first one. The name of this one is Polo Blue Parfum. All right, so considering I don't have a ton of time, I'm just gonna ring off the notes right now. On Polo Blue Parfum, what I pick up on is orange, pink pepper, oak, sage, lavender, as well as vetiver. Now, in terms of how this one smells, it smells very good. Dry woods meets herbal spiciness, underlining earthy tones I can only presume coming from vetiver. You'll also pick up on a bit of orange, but by no stretch is this an overly citrusy fragrance. What it is an inoffensive, masculine blue fragrance with shower gel tendencies that you would come to know, love, and expect from the blue fragrance genre. Sure, it's not the most unique fragrance in all of the world, but for $40, you are going to be hard pressed to find a better blue fragrance. Definitely worth adding into your collection for spring for 2025. Again, coming from the House of Polo, we have Polo Blue Parfum. All right, so we're gonna jump into my second fragrance now, the second fragrance on my portion of the list. This one has become somewhat of a darling within the community for those of us at least in the know. We're gonna be jumping into the car manufacturer Bentley for this next one. Yes, they make fragrances. This one goes by the name of Bentley Silver Lake. All right, so Silver Lake is often compared to the now discontinued, highly coveted, and extremely expensive Acqua di Gio flanker called Essenza. I'll be completely transparent with y'all. It doesn't get you 100% there. It will smell about 85% similar, but take into consideration you're purchasing this one for a fraction of the price. The main notes in Bentley Silver Lake is going to include lemon, pink pepper, mint, violet, musks, as well as amber woods. I'll give you a couple sprays on this one. I wore it yesterday actually. All right, so what I smell in Bentley Silver Lake is a pepperminty musk, lemony ozonic violet, in a somewhat generic but still pleasant warm amber woody base. But the effect of the fragrance, you're only smelling all that if you really dig your nose into it. The overall effect of the fragrance is very similar to something like Acqua di Gio Ascenza. Similar to fragrance number one, when you're talking about blue fragrances and aquatics, they're not the most unique. What it is a very versatile fragrance that smells great, that can be worn for spring, that's not gonna break the bank. And because of all that, it deserves to be on this list. At the number 2 spot, again from Bentley, we have Bentley Silver Lake. All right, so let's say you're inundated and burnt out with all the blues and aquatics in the market today. I say maybe give this next one a swing. Personally, I think it's one of the better entry-level fougères that you can buy. If not for anything else than the price alone, you can purchase a bottle for around $25. This next one comes from the house of Lalique. My third fragrance is Lalique Pour Homme. Very important to note, this is the EDP. All right, so let's get this out of the way right away. This fragrance came out in 1997, so it smells a bit classic, but at the same time, just take into consideration that the same person that made Frederick Maull's Musk Ravager, Bond No. 9's New Harlem, Rojas Man, as well as Nautica Voyage, is going to be the same mastermind behind Lalique Pour Homme as well. So it's a man that knows how to create an excellent composition. The main notes in Lalique Pour Homme is going to include citruses, lavender, rosemary, oak moss, iris, as well as sandalwood. I'll spray this one real quick as well. Now, in terms of the scent profile itself, it does share some striking similarities to Creed's Bois de Portugal, which for those of us that enjoy fragrance lore, that was apparently Frank Sinatra's signature scent. In terms of how this one smells, there are citruses, but it's playing more of a secondary role. This fragrance is an ode to the chypres and the fougères of prior generations, but at the same time, it does not smell stuffy or outdated. So citruses are playing a secondary role. Mostly it's aromatic lavender, well grounded with that moss and herbal notes, and then it's wrapped up in a very powdery combo of both iris and sandalwood. If you're the type of person doing dances on TikTok, maybe this fragrance isn't for you, but if you want something that smells timeless, well-mannered, and very gentlemanly, I do think this is a fragrance that you can check out. You can do a lot worse with $25. At my number 3 spot, again from the house of Lalique, we have Lalique Pour Homme EDP. All right, so when spring is in full swing, you're gonna wanna rock a green, and this one is undoubtedly so much so that they made the bottle green itself. We're gonna be diving into the house of Banana Republic with my 4th fragrance. This one goes by the name of Grassland. All right, so Banana Republic is a house that offers exceptional quality for the price you're gonna pay. You can pick this one up at discounters and rack stores for under $30, and at that price, it's an absolute steal, y'all. Notable notes on Grassland is going to include mint, lavender, ozonic notes, green apple, ambergris, as well as oak moss. Let me just reiterate, this is not a one-to-one. This is not a one-to-one, y'all. But in terms of the scent profile itself, it will share some striking resemblances to the iconic fragrance from Creed called Green Irish Tweed, which in and of itself is a quintessential scent profile for spring. What I smell is going to be minty green freshness up top, aromatic lavender throughout the mid, and then a very musky, masculine base grounded with a little bit of oak moss. In terms of how it smells, imagine a bar of Irish spring soap. Not on the same quality as Green Irish Tweed, of course, but you're gonna be paying a fraction of the cost. quintessential fragrance. Even better that it's $30, one that you should definitely pick up to have a well-rounded spring collection, in my opinion. At the number 4 spot, again from the house of Banana Republic, we have Grassland. All right, so last but not least, my 5th fragrance, I'm gonna be recommending a feel-good scent profile. This is one that I've had on my shelf since pretty much the inception of this channel. Fragrance number 5 comes from the house of Lacoste. The name of this one is Lacoste L'Homme. All right, so the dent doesn't lie. Every bit of that juice I have personally worn. I haven't given any decants out of this one at this point. What I really love about Lacoste L'Homme is it blends. It's a perfect fusion of unique meets mass appealing. I have over 200 fragrances in my collection. I have yet to encounter another fragrance that smells quite like this one. Notable notes in Lacoste L'Homme will include citruses, rhubarb, ginger, almond, musk, as well as amber. Spray it in the air a couple times. Yeah, so on this one, you're gonna get a sour, fruity citrus up top. Throughout the mid, you're gonna get nutty, powdery almond. And then in the base, it's very warm and sticky. It's an amber base. It's a lighthearted, easy to wear, easy going, casual to business, casual fragrance with a sunny disposition. It's a fragrance that I absolutely love, and one that for $40 or less, you're gonna be hard pressed to find something more unique. Definitely one that I would recommend for spring. It's a fragrance that will level up your collection, at least as far as cheapies are concerned. So last but not least, again, at my 5th spot from the house of Lacoste, we have Lacoste L'Homme. All right, you guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the video. Those are 10 fragrances collectively that you should check out for spring 2025. Every single one of these smell great, and none of them are gonna have you breaking the bank. I wanna send a big shout out to D4G, AKA Destined for Greatness. Thank you, brother, for doing this collaboration. As all y'all are aware, collaborations are some of my favorite things to do, so I'm glad we were able to get this recorded and out into the community. Listen, y'all, I can't sit here and promise that I have the most content coming down the pipe. One thing I do promise y'all is every single time I upload, you are going to be getting honest, authentic, and unbiased opinions. In the year of 2025, that has to count for something. I really do love and appreciate all the support. Until next time, y'all take care, all right? All right.